Alright, hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show y'all how I recover these kinds of seats. I hope y'all learn a thing or two. I already took the chair apart, well, the seat apart. Um, I'll show y'all the process that I do, or how I do it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just taking off the seat padding. Yeah, I'm just trying to remove everything here as best possible, keep it clean a little bit, because I'm going to be reusing this seat padding since it's still in pretty good condition. Now when I check the springs here, they seem pretty fine to me, so I'm not going to be doing anything to that. All I want to do is just reinforce it by adding like a thick piece of fabric on top. There's the fabric. There's just some leftover fabric that I have. Now whenever I staple fabric like this, I like using 1/2 inch staples instead of the 3/8. And then what I also like to do is fold the fabric over and just staple it again, just so I can give it more of a strong hold, more durability. Okay, we're gonna carefully put back the padding on there. Now what I'm doing here is adding a little bit of, probably like a layer of cotton in the front part so it can push up the front section of the chair. And right here, when I removed the seat padding, it kind of messed up the sides a little bit. So what I'm doing is just stuffing it again so it can be nice and round. That way, when I put the fabric on top, it can go under the wood nicely. You can tuck in nicely. Now here what I'm doing is just adding cotton. I like adding, in the center part, make it like the crown. The center part just pop up more. You see, it looks really fluffy right now, but once I put the fabric on there, it will shrink. And right here, I'm basically making the cuts. What I do is I follow the beam, just the leg wood part. And then right here, I'm gonna cut towards that piece of, towards that arm right there. And same thing to the other side. On the other side, I just follow the pattern. That way I make sure it's not, slanted or anything. Now when you do these cuts, be really careful. It takes some practice. See how smooth that looks?
Right here.
It's nice and clean.
It's also where I cut it. So now I gotta fold this, staple it down. You know.
Everything is lining up nicely. Now here what I'm doing is just adjusting my cuts. The first cut I did wasn't perfect. And I always like doing the back part of the seat first. So right here I'm just trying my best to match up both sides. And the kind of staples that I'm using here are the 3/8 staples. And remember, if you don't like how you stapled it the first time, just remove the staples and do it again. Make sure you do a good job, and as long as you like it. Now when you do the front section, you want to make sure you mark the center first and then work your way out. And try to follow the same line. Since it's a pattern, try to follow the same line. See right there, you can tell it's already matching up nicely. Here on the sides, just make sure to, when you do one side, make sure to match up the other one the same way if you're using a pattern. If it's a solid, it doesn't really matter, you can't really tell. So yeah, just make sure both the sides are match up. Okay, and this part just add some padding on there. I was adding padding because I just wanted to look more fluffy and more nice. And in this part, you gotta pay attention how I did the fold. How I couldn't fold it. It's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, yeah, I just gotta figure it out. Take some patience, some time. What I want to do in my next videos, or in the near future, is possibly have a GoPro and just record like small parts that I think um, matter a lot, like are very detailed. That way, y'all get a better understanding of the cuts and what I see. That way, whenever y'all are posting a piece, y'all can just get a better idea. Okay, now for this part, I'm using blades from Home Depot. I'm just gonna cut off the excess. Carefully cut off the extra fabric there. And these blades are really sharp, so be careful. Don't cut yourself. I cut myself once. It cuts skin like butter, so be careful.